and welcome to the third Halcyon podcast with me, Lorne.
And me, Mickey B.
And this week we're going to be talking about wrestling talk. We're going to be covering things such as Seth Rollins' return, Roman Reigns' stuttering performance as the babyface champion of the WWE. We're also going to be talking about our favourite pay-per-views, delving into a little bit of detail there. So we hope you enjoy it.
Right.
You good?
Fine.
Cool.
Happy to be here.
I'm gonna get comfy. All right. Well, are we ready?
No, whatever.
By the way, I'm gonna look at you and I'm gonna get comfy because this is how we talk normally.
No, that's fine. Usually I've got a beer in my hand or a shot of whiskey.
Well, we'll sort that out later.
What am I saying? You're trying to get comfortable.
All right.
I've even got a Jack Daniels coaster in front of me. It hasn't even got a Jack Daniels glass on it.
Well, okay. I will go out and we will. Actually, we'll go back. We'll go out later. We'll get some. Anyway, right. Let me try and be professional about the shit. Welcome to the Halcyon podcast. I believe this is my third one, and it is my immense pleasure to finally hook up with one of my buddies. I'll let you introduce yourself.
They should already know who I am, in the words of Kevin Owens. In the words of Kevin Owens. No, Mickey B. Twitter ID, Mickey _B.
Straight in. Have you got any merchandise going at the moment? You got an upcoming album?
I don't play instruments, so no.
Film? Dictator regime.
It's 18 plus, so I'm not liberty to discuss that on this program.
Right, okay, cool. So, what the fuck do you want to talk about first? We were in the middle, right, to give you some context, we were in the middle of an argument. And I decided, fuck it, let's just start recording.
I was telling facts, he was arguing facts.
Yeah, of course you were. And let's bring it back to what we were going to talk about, which is wrestling.
Yep.
Sports entertainment.
My number one passion.
I don't think it's any secret from people that know me that I'm a big wrestling fan.
Mm-hmm.
But that I have zero to no knowledge of what the current scene is, except for the podcasts that I listen to. So, like, if you can give me what do you think is going on now that's worth talking about, or what are you really excited about, what are you pissed off about, like, what do you think?
But the best way to do it is just go through this in sections.
Well, have you seen the most recent Raws?
Yes, I've just come from holiday, so I had the illustrious opportunity yesterday of watching 6 hours worth of WWE program. Actually, no, 8 hours of WWE programming, if you include running through Raws and the SmackDowns, which I don't even know why I bother with SmackDown anymore, because nothing actually happens on SmackDown.
But it's going live soon.
Apart from tag matches. And
it's going live soon,
yeah. But basically, I brushed through the Raws. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns is, I want to say it's interesting, but it isn't. At all.
What?
What?
That's going to be the big heel baby.
Yeah, but it's not, is it?
No, we all know.
Because it's going to go to pay-per-view.
No, but
Roman Reigns is going to walk in there as the face, and yet he's going to get booed. And Rollins is going to come out as the heel. He's going to get cheered.
Yeah.
Because Roman Reigns is being forced down people's throats, and he has done ever since the Shield broke up.
Let me play devil's advocate. Did you see the promo that he cut? The vignette.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I will be honest. I cried. I didn't really cry. But the point is that I actually watched that, and I do have, from his perspective, a great deal of sympathy. But your point can't be denied, which is that anyone who asks anybody, do you like Roman Reigns as a mainstay babyface?
No.
Well, no, of course we don't.
He hasn't got the skill set.
Well, more to the point, dude. I heard this on another podcast I listened to. He just has a sense of entitlement. He walks in like,
I'm the Rock's cousin, therefore I will be great.
well,
In a nutshell, that's what it is.
weirdly enough, dude, I read the other day. Actually, Rock's cousin.
He's not directly related, but he is.
It doesn't even get that. Like, that's like oh, okay, he's the Rock's cousin. Okay, you're kind of cool. Wait a minute, you're not even. I'm even angrier now than when I first started. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I do have a slight sympathy, but you'll probably give me better than some of this up. Why is Rollins so good at being a heel? Like, he walked in, having been away for 7 or 8 months. People missed the holy hell out of him, and within 30 seconds, he managed to turn the entire crowd against him.
Are you talking about in terms of purely
his in-ring ability, his mic skills, his presentation?
In-ring ability, he can do more than Roman Reigns can.
Yes, absolutely.
He can wrestle better with more people than Roman Reigns can.
Yeah.
He's technically a lot better than what Roman Reigns is. The thing with Roman Reigns is he has the John Cena complex. And what I mean by that is he has about 4 or 5 moves. And then any other times he does any other moves, it's clothesline. You know, it's just a momentum thing. He doesn't actually have a moveset. Like even when you go back when Kurt Angle, who was one of the best people at being a face and a heel, he could switch it.
You didn't know matches that kept you watching.
You didn't know if he was going to do a belly suplex or a German suplex.
Yeah.
You didn't know if he was going to do an overhead backdrop or if he was going to grab the guy's leg and then put the ankle lock on him. You didn't know if he was. You didn't know what he was going to do.
And he had a degree of believability too. Like I remember when I first started watching, he was the geek heel, like goofy Olympic winner. But then when you get older and you realise actually this dude's like no one messes with Kurt Angle.
No.
Because he'll kill.
He will Brock Lesnar was scared. That's all you need to know. Brock Lesnar's scared of nobody, but he's scared of Kurt Angle.
And he had at least a foot and an extra 50, 60 pounds on Kurt Angle, which says something. But
I'm just
as it pertains to Seth Rollins,
getting sidetracked.
So what is it specifically about Reigns then? Let's say, okay, so his moveset is lacking. His in-ring mic skills, he's been given a lot of time recently to sort of, you know, he's not being led by the hand out in the ring. He's on his own. He has his chance to project his personality to the world. Why is he not connecting with the audience, would you say? What is it?
Do you know what I think? It's not even his fault.
What do you think?
It's the people at the top, the writers. It was their decision for him to win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Which he got booed for, which is why he had to have this match where he had to prove that he deserved to go to WrestleMania in the first place. He had to go through a tournament where he had to face Daniel Bryan, who again was so over. Any person with any common sense would have made Daniel Bryan win that Royal Rumble, or if not Daniel Bryan, one of the big heels. I don't know, like at the time, I don't know who. I can't remember who was big at the time. I don't know, like a Sheamus or a Rusev, or just someone like let Bryan lose to someone like him, not get him eliminated in number 13 by Bray Wyatt halfway through the match, and that's where every person that came out after that got booed.
Yeah.
The only way that match really got saved is Stone Cold came out number 30 and then was it I can wrestle again. The problem is my knees are gone. That would have been the only way that Royal Rumble could have been saved.
I'll tell you what, I'll come back to Seth Rollins in a moment because you've actually raised a really good point. I completely forgot about this. Yeah, it was a really big deal when it happened. We haven't really talked about it since it happened. How big a deal, or how big a loss, or how big a regret are WWE going to have now that Daniel Bryan's retired and they can't tap into that goodwill anymore? That guy got so over. It's one of the biggest pops I've seen in wrestling for a long time.
It's arguably the biggest. It's the biggest since, I'd say...
That WrestleMania moment,
it's the biggest since 2003.
It was...
I say 2003 because that was the last hardcore era of wrestling in my opinion.
And he's a brute in the ring, man. He protected the business like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
Have you seen that video on YouTube of him taking down that guy? The guy was no-selling and he elbows him straight to the head and now are you going to sell? And the guy's like... Yes!
I think we have this problem at it where every single person they get coming up and gets really over, they just seem to either, in Bryan's case, to get injured, or in CM Punk's case, they just didn't give him the credit he deserved, or the creative freedom that he wanted, and then he just went up and left.
Well, CM Punk will probably touch on it a bit, but like with Bryan, how big a loss is he, do you think?
He's absolutely huge. Because the brief time that he was there, he was a heel and he was a face. And he could do both really well.
Man, how funny was he as a heel, man?
Oh, it was great. That's how the whole yes chant started. And people forget. People think, it was a face. Yeah. No. People think he was doing it as if it was face. No. That came about because he was a heel, and then he carried over. It's like when Kurt Angle came back, and when he came back from injury.
Yeah.
And they said it came out, and everyone's saying "You suck," and then he wanted to play the music again because he missed it. And that's what the same.
Have you seen that video recently?
Yeah.
The passion on his face. He actually falls to the floor and he's saying, "You." He's like so into it. Do you reckon then? Just bringing this back to Daniel Bryan, his skill set. Like I remember when you first alerted me to him by saying, "Dude, check this guy out. He does the crippler crossface better than Benoit does." Do you think the fact that he had such a great technical ability has helped where Roman Reigns, for instance, looks like he's come out of football, because that's where he started, and then he's come into wrestling and people have gone, well, he can punch someone in the face, so I suppose he should be champion, yes?
The problem is he is the archetypal WWE superstar. He is a Batista. He is a Goldberg. He is...
Yeah, but wouldn't you say Batista and Goldberg had matches and moves that had impact? You believed they were animals, whereas Roman Reigns, even though he's a pretty boy, He looks pretty. And I don't know, he's right, okay. Do you know what I think of him when I see Roman Reigns? Twilight. I look at it and I roll my eyes and think, this has no fucking substance to it.
Well, do you know what the difference with Batista especially was?
What's that?
He's quite similar to Roman Reigns in a way, because he started off in Evolution and Roman Reigns in the Shield. Now the difference with how Batista transitioned to being the heavy, if you like, of Evolution to being one of the big stars of 2004 to 2009 was because he didn't change his character. It wasn't forced upon. It was like the whole Batista turning his back on Triple H was so well done.
They drew that out as well in nearly a year.
But they didn't. Batista, talk on the microphone. You have to talk.
Yeah.
WrestleMania, I can't remember. WrestleMania 21. That's WrestleMania 20. He had no build-up. There was no big pro. Batista never came out and did a big promo in the ring.
Yeah.
People would just show up and then beat the crap out of Triple H, and then that would be the end of Raw. But people liked Batista because that's why Kane and Undertaker liked so much, because they would just walk into a ring, decimate everyone inside, and then walk off. So you don't have to say anything.
That's a good point. So do you think then it's the mystique that's lacking with Reigns then? When he was in the Shield and he didn't talk and he came from the crowd, he had a sense of mystique and coolness. The way that Kane, Undertaker, Goldberg back in the day, he didn't talk, he just came to the ring surrounded by bodyguards or security.
It is partly to do that, but I also think...
That's the face of the company, you really have that.
Yeah, but he doesn't even have half of the charisma that Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins do on the mic. They're naturals on the microphone.
Do you...
I don't. Again, this is not a personal. I do not dislike Roman Reigns. I think he's very good at what he does, which is the smash mouth, spears, the drive by, the drop kick outside the ring.
Yeah.
The Superman punch, which his name's got to be changed.
That fucking thing, man. And the lock and load thing, man. Like,
but I don't have a problem with that. That's the kids love that. The kids love that, and that's something to. It's like the Shawn Michaels stamping for the switching music. It's like the Benoit before he did the headbutt off the rope.
Yeah, but you're a student like I am, and you're a big Shawn Michaels fan like I am. You know where Shawn Michaels got that.
Yeah.
He noticed the crowd reacted to it, so he's like, "Hey, this is a good thing. I'm gonna do it." Not, "Hey, you need to do something like a superhero would do before you punch someone. Let's do this, and then the crowd will eat it up." That's what I'm saying. It's that manufactured thing of, the crowd will love this, and then they don't, and they keep going with, don't worry, they will.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, there have been cornier setups for finishes.
Oh, no doubt, but it's
like the whole John Cena. He used to pump up his trainers before he hit the attitude. They took all the FU back, and they used to go. He used to bend over. Do you not remember?
No.
He used to pump up. He used to go.
I do know John Cena.
He used to pump up his thing on his trainers.
What?
This was when he had. This is when John Cena actually had a gimmick. This is when he was, the rapper, the street folk, we want to call it.
Right.
But in back to.
Let's bring it back to Seth Rollins then. So we've gone into Reigns and we've said, look, this is he's got a number of problems. There's no denying that. But let's gush a little bit about it, because I'll tell you the promo that I fell in love with Seth Rollins was the one where he won the championship and he was in, I think, Cleveland, and he gave this really long impassioned speech, and then he's like, I just really want to say thanks to a few people. I've got a list. The first person is Seth Rollins. The next one is Seth Rollins and Seth Rollins, and then he goes off and then he tears the crowd to pieces. It's a great promo, and you don't see too many of them these days, man. Well, you're probably entertained by the promo. You're not just sitting through it just to watch the next match book itself. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's why he's the perfect package, which is why he had the title for so long, and he probably would still have the title now if he hadn't got injured.
Yeah. Well, we actually asked you this question earlier. Who's going to win, Reigns or Rollins? Because I think I know how it's going to get booked. I know
people who I want to win, people who I think is going to happen is all different, because you can't really predict it in Money in the Bank, because you don't know whoever wins that match, and then how many times have you seen it? The guy who won the Money in the Bank match straight away comes out straight away.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Which is why that promo on the last Raw with Ambrose saying he can cash it in against either one of them, which then could set up a whole Shield rivalry that can go on for months between the three of them, which I think would be really cool. Because at the end of the day, Ambrose is so over. He's more over than Reigns. He's probably the most over face in the company right now. Dean Ambrose.
They wasted that Brock match though was a real waste.
Well, they had to use Lesnar and they had to use Ambrose. They had to do something with it. At the end of the day, WrestleMania really messed up with WWE. I think they did quite well what they did because Cena was injured, and then Rollins got injured, and then Bryan was injured. It was like all their big billers, all their big names, all of a sudden couldn't compete, and it was even Cesaro was injured.
Yeah.
And it's like you get people like these, people that are main entertainers in the big matches that everyone comes out to see.
He's still taped up as well, Cesaro. He's still got that stuff on his shoulder.
He's a machine. I'm a big fan of this, but keeping with, I think the Ambrose has been used as the fill of the gaps guy.
Yeah.
I don't really know what Jericho's doing. I don't know why Jericho's around even a minute either.
Can you explain to me why? Right, the way I see Jericho is that he's in there to get people over, correct?
Yeah.
Why the fuck is AJ Styles losing to him at WrestleMania? How does that make sense? Right, because you put me onto AJ Styles, right? I remember you saying, oh my god, this guy. And I remember not even looking into him. When he came to WWE and he popped the crowd at Royal Rumble, like, who is this guy? Good. Okay, this guy's pretty good. This guy's pretty good.
You've only got to watch a couple of AJ Styles, Samoa Joe and Christopher Daniels triple threat matches at TNA to understand how...
Do you have one particular that you recommend? Or?
I can't remember off the top of my head. They're all... It doesn't matter which one you watch. It really doesn't matter which one you watch. It was back in the day when they had the Octagon ring, which is what made TNA so good.
Yeah, I remember someone saying they got rid of that now.
Yeah.
Why? Doesn't make any sense.
Because they got Hogan involved and got Bishop involved, and all of a sudden Hogan and Nash and Hall turned up. And all of a sudden you're thinking, oh wow, you're trying to do WCW 20 years after it collapsed.
Yeah.
It's like because it worked so well the first time, Dixie Carter. That's really not a good avenue to go down.
It's a good. Yeah.
And then you decided to go, oh, we're going to put our program on the same as Monday Night Raw because that's such a good idea.
It is.
Well, we've got Jeff Hardy. Yeah, because Jeff Hardy's. What's he done in the past 20 years of any note? Other than he came when he came back originally, he had a title run, and he had a rivalry with Matt, his brother, and stuff on WWE. That was great. And then they did exactly the same thing in TNA.
Yeah.
They had a rivalry. It's like, you stop copying the WWE.
It reminds me of that joke where Family Guy is like, oh my god, TNA are going on Monday. Well, is that a good decision? That's for the fan to decide. Yay! It's just like, you're right. Going head to head with the WWE at this point is just not. Look,
they don't have any competition.
As unsuccessful as you could call it, I don't know anything about stats or anything like that. But every podcast I listen to, every interview talks about the same thing. Pay-per-view's dying on its ass, and the subscription model on the network hasn't yet translated. Which what I mean by that is like the viewership haven't gone from watching it live to on demand. What they're doing is that some of the viewership are, some of the viewership aren't, and this viewership that have gone online mainly do it for the archives. They go on there so they can watch matches from 10 years ago, 20 years ago. They're not watching the current stuff on there because they still feel a little bit disenfranchised with it.
I mean, I'm a big fan of it. I've got it, and I think it's a really good thing. I never watch the pay-per-views live because obviously I'm in the UK and I'm not staying up until 5 in the morning to go to work for 7. It's just not feasible. So I get home and I put it on the network and it's good quality and it's good.
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's a question that will test our credibilities a little bit. Because I'm, like I said to you before this went live, I'm mindful of the microphone.
Yeah.
I know you're probably not because you're not a dick like I am.
How do you mean?
Because I try to be a presenter, even though I don't have a following or any charisma or anything meaningful to say.
It's finally taking you to be in front of this microphone to admit your failures in life.
Fuck you and all you stand for. Anyway, what was it? I've completely forgotten what I was going to ask. That's how good a host I am. No, I remember.
Michael Parkinson would be proud.
I remember. So let me ask. Do you know what? I can't do a Michael Parkinson.
What was that? What was that? Oh my god, he's done a Joey Barton.
I thought, do you know what?
He's done a Steve McLaren in Holland, is what he's done.
That was going to be Jimmy Savile.
Oh, that's such a good bench.
Let me ask you something.
All of a sudden, this part of the segment has just been completely cut out of the program.
Right, okay, Jesus Christ. Let me try and veer violently back onto the
topic. Talk about Rolf Harris instead.
Talking about things that are old and perhaps aren't PG anymore. Let me ask you a question. What is your all-time favourite match? And try.
Oh, you threw me. I thought you were going to say pay-per-view then.
Pay-per-view?
No, I thought you were going to say pay-per-view, but now you said Matt. That's even harder.
Okay. No. All right, let's go easy first. All right. Pay-per-view. What is your favourite? Because I know exactly what my favourite pay-per-view is.
It's WrestleMania 17, without a shadow of a doubt. In the card, no card on any pay-per-view since or before compares to what's on that card.
Okay. Tell me a little bit. Sorry, don't tell me. Tell the millions!
Okay, Dwayne.
Okay, thank you. It's a rock plug. Come on, give me a break.
It's just...
I know wrestling.
It has things like... The right to censor, that was such a good stable. That was how you track heat. How do you track heat? You take away... Oh, yeah, we're not going to let all the women take all their clothes off.
I died a death when the Godfather became the Good Father.
We're going to pick on all the guys that everyone loves that are in mid-card. So like your Grandmaster Sex, your Too Cools, your Eddie Guerreros or whatever back in the day. And then you throw them against the APA, Bradshaw, for Ron Simmons, and Taz. It's just as a six-man tag. That match alone is brilliant. You've got Chris Jericho versus William Regal. That's technical versus. I'm pretty sure that's WrestleMania 17. That's either No Mercy 2000 or WrestleMania 17. I know Chris Jericho faces someone, and it might be X-Pac actually.
Okay.
It's been a while since I've watched it. But in terms of the main matches, you had TLC 2, which is Dudley's, the Hardys, and Education, which is just when Edge spears Jeff Hardy off the top of that ladder and hits the floor, and Jeff Hardy's like hanging onto the belt, and it hits. It's like the most perfect. If you've never seen it, go online, watch it. It's the most perfect spear you've ever seen in your life. I don't know what anyone says about Goldberg or Roman Reigns. Edge did the best spear. Okay. I'm not even that's not even up for debate in my opinion.
Okay.
What other matches you've got there? You've got triple threat hardcore match, which only is in the ring for a total of 3 seconds between Kane, Raven, and the Big Show, and they go all backstage. They go through the windows. They go through the doors. They end up going back onto the stage, and then Kane finishes.
Jesus. Raven was alive at the end of that match. I have no idea how.
This is just mid card matches. Okay. This is the main event stuff.
What was the main event?
Well, there was 2, as they are mostly.
Oh.
No, seriously, because that's not. I know what they're saying. Like, oh, main event is for the Intercontinental. That's not your main event. Shut up. It's not. You've still got 4 matches left. That's not the main event.
Okay.
There were 2 main events because in my mind, most pay-per-views, you have one epic rivalry.
Okay.
Where it's for nothing. It's just pride.
Okay.
Like, so, when Austin Triple H had matches and they with no title on it, but this was Undertaker versus Triple H. That was one of the main events, and that was the first time Triple H came out to Motorhead playing him out, and that was amazing.
I remember.
And the ramp was so long, so Undertaker came down the ramp. He floored his motorcycle all the way to the ring.
Yeah.
And then the main event was The Rock versus Stone Cold, and the very, very, very famous Austin heel turn.
Okay.
At the end, where Vince comes out, gives Austin the chair, and Austin all of a sudden becomes a heel, and the crowd can't believe it. In Houston, Texas, in Austin's home state, and the crowd couldn't believe it.
Okay. Do you know what? Do you know why that's interesting? Because I don't remember WrestleManias off the top of my head. I've got to be honest. Okay. But it's interesting because my favourite pay-per-view is exactly that same era. It's just unfortunately it's a bit of a cop out because my favourite match is also my favourite event.
Yeah, it's cool.
Royal Rumble 2000.
2000, 2001.
Well, I think it's 2000. It's the one with... Right, the way I remember it is it's the one where Honky Tonk Man gets hit in the head.
That's 2001.
2001. 2001 was in the Garden, wasn't
2000 was the one where Big Show and The Rock went out the ring at the
Yes,
same
that
time.
was in the Garden the year before. Yes, 2001. The reason for that is quite simple. That match, that Royal Rumble match encapsulated everything that I love about wrestling. So you've got... What was it? You had the right to censor kicking it off, Bob Buchanan and Jeff Hardy. Matt Hardy comes in, so immediately you've had a good singles match. You've had a good a handicap match. They go at it. They're high flyers. They eliminate themselves with a high spot. Then you've got a bit of gimmicky stuff with Drew Carey, is it?
Yeah, and Kane. Yeah.
And Kane, which was fucking hilarious.
Because bear in mind, just before Kane just literally destroyed everyone in the ring before.
Yes, exactly. So like. And then you go on to the hardcore stuff when Raven comes in. So you got Al Snow, Raven, and Kane.
Steve Blackman,
Perry Saturn, Hardcore Holly, all of them going at it in the ring. And then you get the superstars. So you have The Rock come in, start throwing people over. Kane was still in it. Then the gimmicky stuff sort of subsides, and then you get the story bit. So Stone Cold comes out, pops everybody, but oh fucking hell, Triple H hits him behind, busts him open, and it was like. And Rock's been put through a table by this point after Big Show rocks up and just goes, right, everyone out of my way. And
I remember that he picked up Kane by one hand.
He did.
And that was Kane was dirty.
People popped, man. But they're all like, You can't chokeslam Kane. He's just killed it. Oh fucking hell! He just chokeslam Kane
with one hand.
Holy shit! And then he gets the elimination was a bit cheap for Big Show.
No, I don't know. It
was a little bit. But then again, I suppose
let's put the Rock over.
Yeah, and it did mean that he was fresh to put the Rock in that position, so that makes sense. But then you've got the climax of the match, that moment where the Rock and Stone Cold lock eyes and just sort of they've both been beaten to death. One's been put through a table, one's been busted open. They're both rising to their feet, and the crowd are just going, "Oh my god, they're finally!"
JR's commentary is legendary.
JR, man, that's the thing. I think we can both agree on this. If I could change one thing about WWE programming now, you don't want blood. Okay, fine. I don't need blood in a match to enjoy it. You don't want to hit people in the head with a chair. Fine. I used to watch SmackDown on a Saturday morning on Sky One when they froze frame that, so I didn't see chair shots anyway. I used to see very awkward poses of people handing furniture to one another. It's like weird IKEA porn. And then you want to take away swearing and stuff. Okay, fine. But please get JR and King back. Put them in, clone them, and then freeze them, and then wheel them out for every pay-per-view if you have to. But just bring back someone that isn't fucking...
I think they're quite a good thing going to Todd Grisham and Matt Striker, but that on SmackDown. But they never got really pushed to. Matt Striker got pushed to main events on pay-per-views, but
I might say something controversial for you, not to anyone else, because I don't think. I really don't like JBL.
Oh, I really do.
I really do.
I really do. He is like King again.
But,
he just is though.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm going to take a stab at this name because he's so useless. I can't remember his name.
Byron Saxton.
There it is. What is the point in having that third guy just to go, wow, yeah, that's great.
We should have a separate section just saying what is. They can even write to us, starters. We have to have detailed answers in the comment section. What is the point of Byron Saxton? We'd love to hear.
Do you know what? If anyone could give me a legitimate answer to that question, then I will have to reward
so
them.
he was on NXT originally. You remember when they first brought in NXT, the very first time they brought in NXT, it was like a crappy little reality TV thing. Okay. He was one of the contestants.
Okay.
He must have been that bad. Like, yeah, you're only good enough for commentary.
And then just stick him on commentary. Did anyone listen to this guy talk?
He's not even the main commentator. He's not even the second main commentator. He's the third guy that says yes or no after every sort of.
The thing is though, right, I think that you might disagree with me on this. I've listened to Cole for a long time now. I think he's decent enough.
Mm-hmm.
They just need to give him somebody that's got the same sort of clout.
Well, I just don't know why they have this obsession where they have to have three commentators.
Yeah, why did they?
Michael Cole and Taz were perfect.
Oh,
in the same way that JR and King were perfect. Just why is there three people all of a sudden? Why is there a need for a third person?
I don't know. It's just one of those weird little. It just doesn't make any sense, you know. And this is the other thing, right? And you probably noticed this. And I get that this is. I've listened to stuff now, so I know stuff about the way that it's programmed. That means that they have to do it this way. But the way that, if you listen to like your, in fact, I bet your WrestleMania is a prime example of this. A prime example where King's heel, but he's not siding with anybody. He's just taking the opposite opinion because it's funny watching him defend it. And then JR's the voice of reason, and he will say stuff like, "Oh, what a load of crap!"
Yeah.
Like, what kind of impartial announcer would say?
Well, to be fair, WrestleMania 17, it isn't actually King, it's Paul Heyman.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And Paul Heyman wasn't bad.
Paul Heyman was great.
He was great heel announcer.
But the funny thing is, that pay-per-views that we like, they're both linked. Because that is the Royal Rumble before
Oh, really? Okay, that makes sense.
So 2001 is the year, guys.
Well, it was that was when I was first starting getting into wrestling. That's when I suspect.
Well, 2001, wasn't it?
Well, my first ever match.
Because Royal Rumble's quite early in the year.
Right. You probably remember this. I think it's 99. This one. I'm not 100%. It probably accounts for why I wasn't allowed to watch it. Cactus Jack versus Triple H at the Royal Rumble. In the Hell in a Cell.
That was 2000 as well.
Well, if it was, that was a really great year for wrestling. Basically, I'll tell you.
I'm not sure though. Don't hold me to that, guys.
Right. Okay. I'll tell you a little story. Basically, I'd first gotten into wrestling. I was really digging it. Cactus Jack, fucking loved that dude. Just crazy, going in, beating people up with stuff. It was awesome. Right. I really wanted to watch this match, but this is back in the days when I was 9. I wasn't allowed to necessarily stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning to watch two grown men hit each other ahead, then go to school and copy it. So I got up, I tried to do the thing. You know, do you remember, I don't suppose you remember the box. The box, right, okay, so before the days of Sky Digital, you had the box, and it was just literally a digital readout with 100 channels, and you pressed 100, and you go to channel 100. And that used to be the pay-per-view section. So I got it, and we lived in a poor household, so we didn't necessarily pay for pay-per-view stuff.
Funny, does anyone pay for pay-per-view stuff, really?
Okay, well, fair point. I was going to feel guilty about admitting that, but anyway, fuck it. I pirated the shit out of it.
How many actual boxing pay-per-view stuff have you actually bought?
By
the way, like, people contact this guy. He loves his boxing, and I'm going to put this question, put him on the spot. How many pay-per-view fights in the last 5 years have you paid for? And yet watched?
One.
And that was Pacquiao Mayweather, wasn't it?
Mayweather.
And that was the worst one you could have picked! And the most expensive!
Do you know what? That was the worst £25. I thought it was going to be 20. And someone said, no, it's $26.99. Yeah. Okay, fine. I slept halfway through that paper. Me, 4 or 5 friends came over to watch that thing, and we all went, do you know what? Should we all go and have a sleep for a couple of hours? Yeah, actually, I think I will. We'll just wake up for the fight. Anyway, bringing it back full sail, I was desperate to watch that match. And I got ratted out by my brother who told them that I was going to do this. But because back in the day wrestling was this thing I wasn't allowed, that made it all the more, oh my god, I have to see this.
Yeah, you told, it's like saying, oh, don't touch the cookies in the cookie jar. Oh, there must be really good cookies, I really want a cookie.
Fucking cookies. Yeah. Why are you denying me these cookies? But anyway,
you probably don't even like cookies, you probably like lactose intolerant or something, you can't even have them, you know what I mean? But like,
oh, what, were they? Yeah, oh damn. But anyway, so let's bring this back full circle. And do you know what? We've been going for a while, so let's try and.
The way you brought it around was you went for best pay per view. We've done best pay per view, and now you were going to say what my favourite match was.
Well, let's save that one for another time.
Yeah, okay.
Let's summarise it though, because we can go for about half an hour, and I can barely listen to myself speak for 5 minutes. What do you think the number one thing that the company needs to address right now? In terms of the entirety, I'm giving you free reign. Like you're not Vince McMahon. Right? Okay. Again, you're a dictator at heart.
Well, no, wait. You're putting me in the writer's shoes, basically.
You're there. So, put it this way: I'm giving you free reign. That if someone tells you can't do something, you're allowed to summarily execute. You have this kind of power. You can do whatever you want. Okay.
Okay.
And don't tell me you've not fantasized about it, because earlier today you said. On Football Manager, you were managing Manchester United, which I'll forgive you for. I love you.
I've already won the whole thing with Arsenal. I had 5-year dynasty of Arsenal.
Just because I get bored on FIFA doesn't mean I boot it up and say, I'm going to play as Tottenham this season and see how bad it gets.
I've never played as Tottenham in any FIFA that's ever existed.
Well, good. Long may that continue. But as far as your penchant for dictatorship goes, your words were, having made 3 substitutes, go on boys, kill them! Now,
I was playing Tottenham, all fair.
And then when I asked you to defend yourself in that context, it's like, what was war, man?
Yeah,
this isn't a game! Which just makes me laugh because...
There's Mourinho in this room, he'd say exactly the same thing to you.
And I know you two would get on, which scares me because... it makes me really worried because I worry if I ever met Arsene Wenger, I'd say, I really respect you, mate.
Yeah, but in all fairness, I was actually playing against Tottenham, if you remember.
Okay, well I can understand the hatred to a certain extent.
Sidetracking, come on.
Sidetracking. I'm giving you free reign. I'm making you head of WWE.
Yeah.
Okay? So I expect a favour in return at some stage. But for the moment, focus on the point at hand. I want you to make this company. I want you to make it so me as a 26-year-old watches this and gets genuinely excited. Now listen.
You're saying to me one thing. You asked. First said to me one thing, and now said to me a number of things.
Oh, for God's sake!
So what
the question is, what would you? Okay, fine. What would you do? Because I'm not really asking you 2 questions, because you're trying to make me, the fan, happy. I want to be happy, Brittany. Make me happy, Brittany.
Okay.
Dazzle me. I'm going to shut up now. Just
what for anything?
No, not forever. Just
not for anything in the WWE right now.
If there's something you see on a regular basis, you think. I just don't like it. I can get why they do it, but
that's cool. Right. Number 1, stop bringing back the old guy. I don't care how good a shape Triple H was when he came back. Do not stop bringing him back.
That's a bold because I know you love because I can totally I actually agree with you, and I know how hard that is for you to say because you have an undying respect for Triple H.
I think he's one of the best that's ever. But anyway, stop bringing back because I understand it to an extent. But I mean, Chris Jericho is clearly out of shape. I'm not saying his
I'm
wrestling.
not the only one that's noticed, thank fuck.
His wrestling abilities hasn't deteriorated. He can still do a really good match. You remember watching AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho at WrestleMania? There's still a very good match.
Yeah.
But put him over against someone that's already there. Like, I mean, I've been screaming for ages. Why is Kevin Owens still stuck in the mid card? Kevin Owens, in my opinion, and people disagree on this, is the best wrestler the company has at the minute. In terms of the way he ducks himself when he walks to the ring, his moveset, his whole attitude when he's in the ring, the way he smack talks people while he's wrestling, he takes time to shout at Michael Cole or whatever on the commentary. No one does that anymore. And yet he should be in this main event. Why is Roman Reigns there when Kevin Owens is on the mid card?
Do you know what? I know I'm going to cut you off a little bit here. I listened very recently to Colt Cabana's interview with him. I think it was probably 2 or 3 years ago, before he'd even signed for NXT.
Yeah.
Dude, the dude's not changed.
No.
He's just refined his character.
He's 15 years
because
old.
he refuses to accept, look, I'm not a WWE caliber guy, but that doesn't mean that people don't love me.
No.
So, sorry, yeah, you were saying, why are they not focusing on, and that rivalry with Sami Zayn, that's prime.
Imagine the fact for the championship.
Sorry?
Imagine the fact for the WWE championship.
Mate, the
you
history...
would sell. They could do any match. They could do a ladder match. They could do another qualification match. They could do a hardcore match. They could do Hell in a Cell. They could do Cage. They could do I Give Up match. They could do, they're limitless off. There's no, the sky's the limit basically with those two.
Okay.
So stop putting the old guys. But I bet when Randy Orton comes back, I bet he gets put into the main event straight away. I'm going. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Well, yeah, but I think he's not got long for his shoulder's been giving him problems for a while. From what
I'm not disagreeing with that at all. But he'll still be He'll still be at the top.
Yeah, he will, because they'll want to milk whatever that's worth. Yeah. That's a fair point. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Although I will say they are doing one thing which I agree with, is they're bringing the two brands back.
Yeah. So are they going to be competitive?
Because at the point, there's no point watching SmackDown.
Yeah, it's not even live.
Nothing. Well, it never has been.
Oh really? Oh,
No,
I thought it was
always. Yeah, but even back in the 2000s, it was stuff would happen on SmackDown that you'd only see on SmackDown.
Right. Okay.
And it was actually still important.
Yeah.
You still get the old championship match. You even get the old WWE title match on SmackDown sometimes. But SmackDown now, it's like a filler for the week.
Yeah. Okay.
We've got, and then half the program is like, Raw exclusive. I don't want to watch a Raw exclusive. I want a Raw exclusive. I'll go on the website and watch the video.
The only thing I will disagree with the SmackDown, it did become significant again when Paul Heyman took over and he brought in Benoit, Guerrero.
Yeah, but how many years ago are you talking there?
Oh, mate, no doubt.
10.
No doubt. But
10
that's when they treated it as right. In fact, you can probably go listen to this. They treated it right. No, they are our enemy now. Yeah. This is WCW versus WWF all over again.
Yeah, but it's what I mean. This is what I hope they're going to do.
So how do you think the brand split's going to go? Because you agree it's a good idea, but do you think
they cannot split up the New Day? The New Day is the most entertaining thing WWE's got at the minute in terms of a content filler. Because their promos are just hilarious.
Their promos are.
I mean, they were even talking about on Raw. What was it? They were talking about Kofi Kingston's shoes, and it was absolutely it was amazing.
Did you see that fucking Shane McMahon?
Yeah.
Oh my. Yeah. Even Stephanie started laughing when you could tell she clearly wasn't meant to be.
But certain things you got to have. But the New Day's got to be on the same show. Mm. I think they'll split Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens up, because then when they meet at interpromotional events, it'll make it so much better.
Yeah, a lot fire.
Like with all Rumbles and that, it would just be like, oh wow, these two are going to go at it.
Yeah.
And they don't. The most important thing they can't do is have two champions. They should do it how they originally did the draft, when they very first did it, which was where the champions, even if they're Intercontinental, US or tags or whatever, they can compete on both shows.
Yes, I totally agree with that, totally. Because then it makes it special when the champion turns up, rather than... Yeah. And, can I ask a question? You might disagree with this. Does the champion have to defend their title every single time they have a match? Because for me, it means that it's less special when they do.
No, because when you have people like Brock Lesnar and The Rock who are actually going to wrestle unless it's on pay-per-view and they're champion, it completely takes away the whole thing in WWE Championship.
That's fair enough. But what I'm saying about Roman Reigns is that it seems like every match he's had since he won the title is for the title. The only time he hasn't was when it was in tag team matches with the Usos.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Okay. Well, I think I agree with you.
We should end it there.
That's probably the way
we've agreed on something. We should definitely end the show there.
Should we tell people that we have a knife to each other's throats as we've been talking?
You have a knife, but I've had a gun staring at your crotch the whole time the video's been going on.
And that's why you're the dictator and I'm your lieutenant.
Yeah.
Right, well...
It's the Han Solo, it's the Han Solo Greedo treatment, is what it is.
I'm not fucking Greek. Oh, fuck you and all you stand for. Right.
You wear glasses, so...
I do wear glasses. Did Greedo live? I thought
No, he got shot!
I swore I saw him in the...
His head went bang on the floor because he got shot!
Yeah, but he might have, like, super amazing healing ability.
Yeah,
anyway,
you need to end this podcast now.
Wrestling! So, do you know what? I'm going to let you sign off first. I don't extend this courtesy.
This has been Mickey B.
How have you found it?
It's been engaging. It's been worthwhile.
Educational? Have you learned a lot from me?
No, I don't think you've learned a lot from me. no, it's been good. It's good. It's always good to talk about.
That's cool.
It's good.
It's cool. Well,
it's my passion.
I don't want to speak. I tell you what. No, I'm going to put you on the spot. When are you going to be back? The fans need to know.
Whenever you want me back.
Well, shall we? Are you gonna? Okay. Do we want to try and make this a weekly or bi-weekly thing? I'm not going to promise weekly because life, like you know and I know, life fucking happens. We don't do this all the time, people.
Make it bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly. Okay. Easy. So we'll make it bi-weekly.
And also.
And then if you get pissed off about something, you can message me and we'll just sit and talk. We'll shoot the shit.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sweet. Okay. Well,
right.
Sorry. He's been who? Sorry.
Mickey B.
Who?
You're really funny.
Oh, I was going to do the whole what thing, but with a who. Oh, okay. Well, he's been Mickey B. I've been a poor excuse for a host. My name's Lorne. Thank you very much for listening to the Halcyon podcast. Hopefully, by the time you listen to this, the FIFA retrospective review will be up. What did you think of the review, by the way? Terrible? Oh, no. Anyway, so let's see, he laughs because he agrees. Anyway, so I'm going to bring this over to us. Thank you so much for listening. Check out the next review. It should be popping in the next couple of days. This has been Halcyon. Thanks a lot for listening. That's good, right? That's good. Not bad for a first attempt at a 45-minute podcast. I want to just say thank you so much to Mickey B for taking the time to sit with me and shoot the breeze about something we're both really passionate about. Hopefully we'll be doing that on a regular basis from here on in. But until the next time, we will see you very soon.